We are super happy to welcome you for this demo day. My name is Sylvain, for those of you who don't know me, and along with the team, so the team, we have quite a lot of people in the team. We have Sasha, Douglas in the room, Jan, Truni, as well as our teaching assistant. I'm surely gonna forget some. We have Yuping, Liam, Paolo probably online, and a lot of other. We are super happy to welcome you for the biggest ever demo day in Tokyo. So welcome everyone. I mentioned this is the biggest demo day in Tokyo. So why the biggest? Well, tonight we'll have 37 students graduating. So we have both our full-time and part-time batches graduating tonight, and it's going to be 10 pitches. So it's going to be a really long demo day, maybe an hour and a half. I hope you're all going to stick with us and that you're going to cheer until the very last pitch. So tonight we have 37 students graduating. As maybe some of you know, we've been around in Tokyo for quite a while now. We've been providing that bootcamp since 2017, beginning of 2017. And tonight, with 37 people graduating, we are actually going to pass the 300 student mark that graduated from the bootcamp. So this is a big event for us. This is big news, and we are happy to welcome you for that as well. And Jacob is already commenting in the chat and getting scared about his pitch. Maybe before we get started, I'd like to give a very short word about who we are, about what is Le Wagon. So in short, Le Wagon is a coding bootcamp. So we are teaching both web development in data science, and we're teaching both these programs in 9 weeks as well as 24 weeks. I'm not going to spend too much time to talk about those programs. If you're interested, you can obviously check our website. But tonight is fully dedicated to web development, so we're not talking data science tonight. Tonight is web development. And as I was mentioning, we have two batches pitching. We have part-time students who studied with us for 24 weeks. So a program that is more suitable for people maybe with full-time job or people who don't want to commit full-time to a program. And we also have our full-time students pitching. So those students have been with us for 9 weeks, every single day from Monday to Friday, 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening. So they went through a very intense experience. So what do these students learn during the bootcamp? Well, obviously they're going to be learning how to code, but at Le Wagon, we believe that that coding is much more than just the technicalities of it, much more than the syntax and the logic. Coding is here to build product. So this is what you're going to be seeing tonight. You'll be seeing the final products that our students built. And so to build those products, they learn coding, but they also learn a ton of other skills. They learn user experience, product management, and basically all of the tools that they will need as developers on a daily basis in their career later on. So what to expect? Well, you will see the products that our student built in only 2 weeks for our full-time batch, and a little less than a month for our part-time students. And keep in mind that those part-time students had maybe a job on the side, so they couldn't spend all their time building their application. While you're watching those demos, I would also like you to keep in mind that some of our students didn't have any coding experience whatsoever before they started the bootcamp. So they started 24 weeks ago or 9 weeks ago, went through the bootcamp, and today they are able to pitch those products that they built in a very short amount of time. After this bootcamp, some of our students will go back to their company with added skills. Some will start looking for jobs. So if we have recruiters in the room, raise your hand. And some will start a freelance career. So feel free to contact our students if you find their product interesting. Last but not least, this is maybe the last info before we get started with the pitches, because I guess you are all waiting for that. So we have 2 full-time batches starting in a month from now. So if you're interested in being able to do what you're going to see tonight, please get in touch and we'll be super happy to welcome you for our next batches. That's it for my intro. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope you're not bored yet. And I guess it's time to get started with the very, very first pitch of the night. I would like to welcome Jacob on stage with ClanParty. Jacob, you're on.
As I said, my name is Jacob and I'm a big gamer. I like to game, and when the games I like the most are online games where I get together with a group of people and we beat the hardest bosses, do the hardest content, and get a really good feeling afterwards. The big problem is good players are really difficult to find. It's a little bit like good players are really difficult to find. So unless there's no good tools and it's difficult to line up the schedules, usually what you have to do is you have to go into a Discord channel that looks something like this. This is actually one of the Discord channels that you would be using to find a group of people that you can hang out with and try to beat those bosses after weeks and weeks of giving it your best. And as you can see, it's difficult to understand what's going on. You have different time zones. You have like GMT +8. What does it even mean? What are they looking for? What are they trying to accomplish? It's a mess. Luckily, there's a new solution that is called ClanParty. And the way it works is you enter a schedule. It matches up your schedule with other teams that also want to do the content you want to do. You look at the teams, you join, you apply to a team, you join, and then you can raid together. So this is what the page looks like. It's very simple. I've already created an account. So the first thing we have to do is enter the schedule. So let's do that. All right, here we have our schedule. We can update that. All right. So generally, now that Wagon is over, I can raid all day, every day, except for Wednesdays. I can only have 2 hours on Wednesdays. That's dinner with the wife. But Thursday, Friday, I'm ready and available whenever. Weekend, obviously, too, completely free. So as soon as somebody is free, I'm good to go. Now we've entered the schedule. All right, it's displayed here. Over here, people can see my achievements. That's basically like a CV of the gaming world. They can see the numbers. The higher the number, the better. These are the different competitions. But I would say it's time to find a team. Let's see if we have some matches. All right, here we go. So there's a couple of teams looking for members. I want to go really hard. So 3 times a week definitely doesn't work for me. These other groups are also, yeah, these are all like casual players. I want somebody hardcore. Oh, look at that down here. Those guys have 7 people, you need 8. This is great. Let's look at this group. Okay, so they're looking for a tank. They're basically available every day, and they're running Bahamut and Ultima Weapon. Tank is not exactly what I'm looking to play right now. So let's look at the second group that's also pretty available, also around my time. This looks much better. They're doing the content I want to do, Cloud of Darkness and Shadowkeeper. They're looking for a healer. I'm all about keeping the team alive. So I think these guys might be really nice. All right. Yeah, that's their schedule. That looks pretty good. Most of the days that I want to raid. So if they let me in, that would be perfect. All right, let me apply and hopefully I can get in and I can get to raiding as soon as possible. So this is not Jacob. In fact, it's Mr. Mario, also known as Tenshu. And I am the leader of Fatebreaker Savage. And I just received a Discord notification that somebody is trying to apply to our team. So let's look at that person. All right. Aurora Vespa, I've heard that name before. Interesting. Yeah, these numbers look really impressive. His schedule, for the most part, lines up with our schedule. That looks like a promising candidate. So let's see. Okay, we have 2 people that applied. I remember this guy. He was kind of toxic, so I don't think we're gonna let this guy in. Let's deny that. And Vesper, yes, I think he seems like a good fit, so he can join the team. But of course, now that we have our full team ready, it's time to add another event. I would say let's do it as soon as possible. Tomorrow, Saturday, 3 to 10, everybody's available. Let's get this party going. All right, let's have an event reason. Welcome Vesper to the team. Let's submit this event. And the event has been scheduled Saturday, 8 to 10. Everybody's available, obviously, because they put in the schedule and everybody was marked as available. So that's it. The team has been completed. Finally, there's a new group of people that can come together every week and enjoy their favorite games and do that high content on that high level. And I didn't have to deal with Discord or like messages and all this mess. It's just a quick, painless process. And the event has been announced in Discord too, so everybody knows it's going to happen. And this is ClanParty, the best way to raid with friends. I want to thank everyone in my team here, the Code Kings, for making this happen. It was a lot of fun and we learned a lot, and we couldn't have done it without each other. Like, everybody was giving it their best. I want to thank Nick, our lead developer, for keeping everybody together and focused and making sure everything runs. David, who built this great schedule picker, and Lawrence, who made the whole Discord magic happen. Thank you very much.
And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome Chi for Croppi.
So hi there, guys. My name is Chi, and I am from Team Croppi. So I'd like to start off with a question tonight. Do you have friends who just can't take flattering pictures of you? Maybe you can relate to this meme on my phone. Or maybe you're sitting there right now thinking, oh, damn, I'm that friend she's talking about. You see, most of my friends, unfortunately, can't take good pictures. And that's kind of a problem for me because I'm pretty active on social media, such as Facebook and Instagram. And something I like to post every now and then are photos of my outfits. So right now, don't know if you can tell, I'm wearing a sick hoodie. And yeah, I want to take a picture of it and upload it to the world so they can all see. However, I have a slight problem. So I'm actually here with my friend / teammate Alvin, and he just can't take good pictures. I'm pretty sure every time he's taken a picture of me, I've just deleted them. I've never uploaded a single one. So I used to wish that Alvin, along with my other friends, were better at taking photos. However, that's a thing of the past now, thanks to this new app called Croppi. So Croppi is an app that helps your friends who suck at taking photos become better photographers. So let me show you how it works. Okay, so before we begin, I'd like to point out 2 things that make a good outfit picture, which Croppi can actually help with. Number 1 being the composition, and number 2 being the location. So let's start off with the latter, location, by checking out some photos nearby. I want to get some inspiration. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a map of my current surroundings. So in terms of location, I'm looking for somewhere that could maybe be a good background, or maybe this somewhere has something that I can use as a cool little prop. Seeing as we're near Impact Hub, let's go ahead and click into it and see photos other people have uploaded. Okay, so as you can see, oh nice. Here's a picture of Zaban giving an incredible speech. Sweet. Oh, check out this cute girl. This is Mayu. She's part of our team actually. And oh, sweet. This Yoshi is so cute. I definitely want him in my picture today for my outfit post. So I'm pretty set on finding the Yoshi. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the directions to Impact Hub. Let's see. So apparently it's going to take me a minute to find him. So give me one moment and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, okay. So I've arrived at Impact Hub and I found the Yoshi. So, oh, also I'd like to mention, I've also found a pretty sweet spot to act as my background for my photo. So we've nailed the location, we've got cool prop, got a good background. Let's work on shooting the photo and the composition. So seeing as Alvin is going to be taking my photo today, I want to be able to give him some sort of reference or guide so he knows how I want my photo to look. So I'm actually able to upload a photo from my phone for him to use, thanks to this benchmark feature, which is very handy. However, I have a pretty good idea of how I want my photo to look, including the Yoshi. So I'm actually going to today take a picture of him and modeling with it. So is it okay for me to take a picture of you, Alvin?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so move that out of the way. Okay, ready? So 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Okay, awesome. I'm really liking how the composition turned out with this benchmark picture. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. And now I'm going to hand over the phone to Alvin so he can use this picture for when he takes the picture of me. So Alvin, can you take a picture of me?
Sure.
Thank you.
So hi guys, I'm Alvin and I am Chi's friend. So as Chi said before, I can never take a good picture of her, but thanks to this app, I don't have to worry about my photo taking skills anymore because it has a guide on how her picture should be taken. So if you see here, I just need to overlay Chi on top of the benchmark picture. So I'm gonna take a picture of her. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Can I take a look? Oh my gosh, Alvin, that's terrible. Can you please retake it?
Sure.
I don't want that finger on my photo.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Can I take a look?
Sure.
Okay. Wow, awesome. Thanks, Alvin. That's way better than the first one. Your
No
photo,
worries.
yeah, your photo taking skills has really improved since we started using this app. Thank
you.
you so much. Okay, so I'm loving this photo that Alvin's taken of me. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload it onto Facebook. However, we do have a lot of other wonderful pictures to come tonight. So I'm gonna just end that there and upload it later. So that's a wrap from me and Alvin. We are Team Croppi. We actually have a third member. I mentioned her a bit earlier, Maya. However, she wasn't able to make it today, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a wrap from us. On behalf of Croppi, I'd like to thank Wagon for the great experience, and you guys online for joining us to watch this event. Thanks for listening.
And you guys ready? Yep, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Can and Simple Portfolio. Can, you're
is becoming easier for amateur investors such as myself and possibly even you to sign up onto these stock exchange platforms or cryptocurrency platforms and start trading. Now, it is cool that it is so easy to do that nowadays, but it can become quite a headache once you start applying to many different platforms, because some platforms will support certain stocks and some platforms will support certain cryptocurrencies. Now, the reason why it becomes a headache is because then you have so much different platforms. Like myself, I have about 4 different platforms. I don't know how much money I'm actually making or losing unless I manually do it by like going to an Excel spreadsheet or things like that. Now, this is where Simple Portfolio comes into play for me. Like, my morning routine is to wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and I like to check my stocks. And While I do that though, it's hard because, I have to close my Robinhood app, open up my Voyager and things like that, or even through on the internet, I have to do the same thing. So this shows my total valuations consolidated into one application. So it does not look like I'm doing pretty well today. I lost about $250, but it saves me that much more time of having to go through different applications. Now, also, I could go through different websites, even Google certain news about like how the market's doing, but our app will show you this news directly on here. So I could just go from here. Now I see that GameStop is going up 6,000%. Jesus, I think I'd want to purchase that. So I can easily go through here. Oh, wrong one. Stop. I could go to GameStop, and when I get to my GameStop stock page, I see currently it's about 260%, and then I think it might go up. But if I'm not too sure, it's related. This part will just give me news related to GameStop, so I can make a more sound decision of if I want to purchase or not. And after I read it, I decide that I do want to purchase some GameStop. So I go on my Robinhood app and I'll record some purchases. Now with this, after I purchase, I come back to my simple portfolio app and I could easily just put in some GameStop on my Robinhood platform. And I bought it about $260 today with about 5 shares. And once I just input that, it's just automatically uploads. And so it's just so much easier than me having to open my Excel spreadsheet and writing it down manually. And then even after that, it'll automatically update onto my main portfolio. So it'll update my total valuation across all my platforms as well. And my stocks on the right side here, now it shows that I have GameStop stocks in my portfolio. Now, I also have a Bitflyer account that I've been meaning to connect to, and I do it will show my Bitcoin. Like I really want my crypto to be connected because now like that's something I've been putting off for a while. So that's very easy for me. All you got to do is grab your API key from your Bitflyer account. Very easy as copy and paste. And once you get the update here, you can see that my total valuations went up because of all the assets that I had on my Bitflyer account will be loaded into my portfolio here. So it looks like I increased my money by a lot. Another cool feature about me is like I've been noticing lately that Bitcoin has been going on a dip. So what I want to do is purchase some more Bitcoin before it starts rocketing up again. So the cool thing about Simple Portfolio, since we do support Bitflyer pretty easily now, we can make a purchase order straight from our app to Bitflyer. So I will purchase some Bitcoin here. And on the right, you can see that this is my Bitflyer application. And I want to purchase the Bitcoin here. So all I got to do is put in the number of shares I'm interested in buying. And then once I place that order, you can see that it updated directly onto Bitflyer. Now, we're working towards getting more applications up to get it. And then as you can see on my shares account, you can see that it's been updated as well once my shares order goes through. Now this is where I like to thank all my teammates today for our Simple Portfolio team, Scooter, Adriana in the back end, dealing with me with the front end. I'd like to thank all the Wagon teachers here. They've been awesome helping me through all of my questions, 2 days worth of small features that I've been crashing on. And I'd like to thank everybody else for tuning in. Thank you.
Cool, awesome. Thank you so much, the Simple Portfolio team. And let's move on with our next pitch. We're welcoming Evan for Food on Rails.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evan, and I frequently find myself in situations where I'm in a rush and I only have 30 minutes to eat lunch, or it's 1 a.m. and I'm hungry. These situations are tough because healthy food options are limited. In these situations, I find myself eating food from chain restaurants like McDonald's, Skia, or convenience stores like Lawson and 7-Eleven, because their stores are everywhere, the food is cheap, and let's face it, it's usually delicious. However, I also know that by prioritizing speed and convenience, I'm hurting my health. And I'm no fitness fanatic, but I do feel a sense of guilt every time I resort to eating at these fast food chains or convenience stores because I'm making an unhealthy decision. Many times I find myself wondering what the least damaging foods are in these situations. That's why Food on Rails has been a godsend. Food on Rails searches for chain restaurants and convenience stores around me, takes the actual nutrition info of their meals, and uses its unique algorithm to calculate a score so I can make healthier choices in an unhealthy situation. So it's 2 p.m. I just finished a meeting at the Impact Hub, and I have another meeting coming up in a different location, so I don't have that much time. I've decided because of my current situation that I'm going to eat at a chain restaurant or a convenience store. Food on Rails will find food or drink options around me. Since it's lunchtime and I'm hungry, I'm going to choose food. I now have the 3 healthiest options from Food on Rails based on real nutrition info. I appreciate that they narrow the results down to 3 to make my decision-making process easier, but I of course also have the option to see other choices as well. Now I usually end up choosing from one of the 3 suggested meals, but I can also search for specific restaurants or keywords as well. I actually saw a freshness burger earlier in the day and have been wanting it ever since, so I'm going to search for freshness burger. Based on the freshness burger name, I'm expecting to see some relatively healthy options. So I'm actually pretty excited. And also surprised to find that the meal options are actually not that healthy, indicated by the yellow and red food scores. So I guess I'll just default to a salad and have Food on Rails give me suggestions for salads around me instead. Great, I'm tempted by the okra salad. So I decided to look into it and check more info. Now, before using this app, I didn't really care for nutrition info because it just looked like a long list of words and numbers, but Food on Rails clearly lays out this information, making it easier for me to understand. I can see how much of my daily recommended calories I'm getting from this meal. I can also see that I'm getting a healthy dosage of carbs, fats, and sodium, especially compared to an average fast food or chain restaurant meal. Feeling convinced and less guilty, I decided to eat this okra salad at Skia. Now, I don't know where Skia is, and usually I would have to start searching for Skia, but with Food on Rails, I can select Go. And then I will have the option to select Google Maps, which will open up with directions to the Skia, which is near my current location. Now I can head there and enjoy my meal. All right, it's the next day, I'm on the train heading to work, and I open up Food on Rails. Now, the reason I open up Food on Rails the next day is for 2 reasons. First, I get a prompt to review my last meal, which is helpful because if I didn't like it, I can rate it as such and it won't show up for my next search. However, I did enjoy this okra salad meal, so I'm going to say I liked it. Now, the second reason I returned this app is to check my dashboard. My dashboard gives me information such as my average meal score for the month, comparing it with my score from the last month, and the average food scores across all items on the app. I love to see that my scores have improved drastically from last month when I was eating way more burgers and Nicomans, and that my choices are better than choosing an average meal. Finally, at the bottom, I see a summary of all the meals I chose this month, which is compared to if I had chosen an even unhealthier meal every time. I can see how many calories, fats, sodium, etc. I've saved with a comparison to help me understand what saving 428.8 grams of fat means, because I can't really understand that, but 9 whole pizzas makes me feel great about my choices. So thanks to Food on Rails, I feel less guilty about my food choices when I find myself in a pinch. And sometimes I even feel good about these choices. I'm always prepared to make a healthy decision when I'm in an unhealthy situation. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for listening. It was great to be able to share what we've been working on with all of you. I'd also like to take this time to thank and introduce the awesome and incredible Food on Rails team, Anthony, Charlotte, and Du, all of whom had no coding experience prior to the bootcamp. Anthony Nicholson is interested in front-end development and design work. Charlotte Desmarais, she's from France. I definitely butchered that. I'm so sorry. I tried. She's looking for a full stack development position after 7 years experience in marketing. And Du Watanabe, who's looking to be a full stack developer and hopes to focus on the entertainment media industry since music and business has always been his interest. It's been amazing working with each and every one of you, and I really enjoyed being a part of this team. Thank you. And finally, on behalf of the Food on Rails team, I want to thank the teachers and TAs who have been nothing short of amazing. No amount of words can express everything you've done for us. I'll leave it with a simple thank you, and we'll thank you individually later so you're not crying on Zoom in front of everybody. Thank you very much.
Hello, friends. My name is Alex, and I'm going to talk about this app here called Level Up. Before I start, though, I have a quick question for everyone. How many of you are currently trying to learn a foreign language? Raise your hand, or if I can't see you, tell me in the chat what language you're learning. Let's see what we got here. Finnish, German, Japanese, Japanese. Cool, I'm learning Japanese too. What a coincidence. Oh, okay, Korean, Japanese. Cool. All right, we got a lot of answers. Awesome. Yeah, well, I'm glad that a lot of you responded because whether you're learning a foreign language or a programming language or a musical instrument, I think a lot of us have some goals that are pretty big and pretty difficult. And the thing about this app is that this app is for people who are hardworking and ambitious and have big goals in life. In other words, it's for all of you. And to talk about, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to learn coding because I think that software engineering is an incredible and rewarding career. And engineers make a lot of money. I'm also trying to learn Japanese because I work at a Japanese company. So when my boss is yelling at me, I want to know what he's talking about. There's just one little problem here, which is that, like learning a language, learning how to code, these are really freaking hard. And these are things that take several months, if not years, to start seeing some progress in. And during that long journey, it's pretty easy to lose motivation and give up. And unfortunately, that has happened to me a couple of times. So that's why I'm using Level Up. This app helps me stay motivated and accountable. So let me show you how it works. So here's my profile. I've got a couple skills down here on the bottom left. As I mentioned, I'm learning Japanese and coding, and also piano, which is harder than the other two, if you ask me. But yeah, today I think I want to focus on coding because I am about to graduate from a coding bootcamp in about 5 minutes, but I think it's important to keep on practicing and keep my skills sharp. So I'm going to focus on coding today. And let's see. Oh yeah, and if you notice the level, I don't really like how I'm at level 3 here. I want to get that up a little bit. So let's see if I can change this. So coding, let's see. The last couple of times I coded, I did a deep dive on Git, rewatched an online lecture. Yep. Today I know exactly what I need to do. I think I need more practice with HTML and CSS because those are pretty hard and I'm not too confident in that yet. So I'm going to start a new study session. And let's see, today, what should I do today? I think today I will practice HTML and CSS by making a simple web page. Okay. All right. I'm going to start the timer and I'm going to study for a bit. So I'll see you later. A few moments later. All right, it's been like, what, 30 minutes? Holy crap, wow, time flies. Okay, so yeah, I did a lot of coding and actually made a website about bananas because bananas are awesome. And this was pretty hard, so I wanna take a screenshot of that and I will share it with the world. So, done with that. I made a website about bananas because I'm bananas. And I'm gonna upload that screenshot. Cool. And share. Okay, and when the internet at the Impact Hub stops being congested, I'll be taken back to my profile screen and you can see what has changed. And oh my God, look at that. Oh, I'm so close to getting to level 4. Probably just one more day of studying and I'll be there. So I'm definitely gonna come back tomorrow because I'm about to reach the next level. And let's see, here's the post I made just now. And because I'm so addicted to social media, I'm really excited for the likes and comments to start rolling in. In the meantime, though, I'm going to have a look and see what other people have been up to. Maybe I can get some inspiration. Let's see. Ooh, this person is also studying Japanese by reading manga, which is amazing. Cool, cool, cool. This person's learning guitar. That's pretty cool. This person's trying to play a cardboard guitar. That's interesting. All right, let me give him some encouragement. I'll like that post as well. All right. It's been a couple seconds. I wonder if I got any likes on my post yet. Let's see. And holy crap. Well, I think I have some stalkers because I already have a couple of comments. Let's see what they are saying. Amazing work, well done, great work. Hey man, nice bananas. Oh, thanks man. I love it when people compliment my bananas. All right, and yeah, this is really nice. I feel like I'm being noticed and rewarded for my hard work. And this is something that is really gonna keep me coming back for more. So yeah, I think this is gonna help me reach my goals and have fun in the process. So I'm pretty excited. That is all for my pitch. And before I finish up, I gotta say thanks to my amazing teammates. I don't know, can you see the background's kind of funky, but we got Miriam, we got Brandon, and also Glenn, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. But if you look at like the meetup page for this event, Glenn is the guy who's like, you know, in the main picture. So, and I'm the guy who's behind him falling asleep. So please say hi to Glenn. And yeah, that is all for me. Thanks a lot for listening.
Awesome. And we are halfway through our pitches. Next up, we have Dan. Dan, you're ready to go? Awesome. Let's welcome Dan for Meetle.
Okay, great. Welcome, everyone. My name is Dan, and I'm from the Meetle team. And much like many of you, I'm very much looking forward to the end of the state of emergency. And hopefully that will bring more opportunities to meet with people face-to-face, friends and family especially. However, as exciting as this is, old problems are arising. And my friends and I always have one problem in particular, and that is that we're spread all across Tokyo, and finding places to meet can be pretty challenging. We often spend many hours discussing journey times and fares, and that's before we even get to actually what we want to do when we meet and get together. Fortunately, there's a new app that takes the pain out of that process, and that's called Meetle. So let's give this app a go. I'm actually looking to meet up with my friends Chu and Vincent today, but Chu is in Kokobunji and Vincent's in Akabane, so they don't really want to travel to Meguro to meet me. So our friend Julian also may join if he can make it. So let's get started and set up this Meetle. So we want to meet for dinner. So we'll click here. I can add my station, which is great. Meguro, as I mentioned. Perfect, right. So my station's in there and I can see on the map you know, where I am here, and I'm going to share that with my friends. I'm going to do that via line. So, hey guys, let's meet for dinner. Add your location to my Meetle. Great. So the catch-up group, send that across, and hopefully we'll start to see some names coming through. I see that that looks like Vincent's joined there. I recognize those sunglasses anywhere, and that's great. So you can see here that people are starting to join the group, and that's coming through live. And you can see where you are versus them. And obviously, Vincent and I are pretty far away, so I didn't actually realize how far away we were. But we're actually, there's a lot going on in the background, despite the simplicity of the app. We are, as I mentioned, the challenge we often face is not just finding locations, but also finding what to do in those locations. And we've normally spent hours back and forth discussing that. But with this app, with just a few clicks, we can see that this information displayed before us, and we can decide what we want to do at just a glance of a web page. So I can see here that Chu has also joined, which is great. And we've now got some locations that have come through here. So that's great. These are 3 locations we've not been to before. So we don't really know so much about those places. Oh, and I see that Julian's joined as well, which is great. So we now have 4 people joined, and our places, if I'm correct, have updated to reflect that change. And I can see here that we have a few different dinner options available, and people have started to say what they want to do and kind of select what they want to do from our votes. And I like the sound of the hole in the wall. So I think what we'll do is we'll vote on here. I think someone may have just changed their location, so we may need to vote again. If everyone could, be great. But I can see the hole in the wall is still here. So yeah, and people still are keen on that one. So if I click on this link, this will take me to my route, and I'll be able to see exactly how long it will take me to get there. And that is the Meetle. So I'd like to thank the Meetle team, Chu, Vincent, and Julian for helping us put this together. As I mentioned, there's a lot of work to do on the back end on this, and Chu and Julian were particularly helpful in putting that stuff together. So, and then Vincent helping out with the front end, which is great.
Awesome. Next up, and so especially from actually the UK, we have Stuart joining us. Stuart, you're with us?
Hi, thanks. Yes, already ready to go.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool.
Ready to share?
Yep. Just
Okay.
give me 1 second. So I'll be sharing sound because our app is audio visual. So please don't be surprised if a female voice suddenly comes over the computer. Okay, so our app, Autism Audio Visual Calendar. I'll quickly introduce the app. So the app is for children with autism. And we are focusing here on schedules. So why schedules? Well, actually, routines are very important for children, many children with autism. Sudden changes of schedule, unexpected things can cause like a lot of stress. So a lot of children are very eager to know what their daily or weekly schedule is. In addition, many children with autism also have learning disabilities. So they may struggle with text or the time. So both these things together make it really important to communicate the weekly schedule very well. So you can see here on the right-hand side, we have a weekly schedule. And on this kind of weekly schedule, many parents kind of use this to display like the daily events, so each event or task has a specific sticker, magnetic sticker. So I personally, as a child who has autism, also struggle with this challenge. So here we have our schedule board. This is the schedule board I actually use personally with my child. As you can see, it's a very manual board. So the days and events need to be updated manually every day at the end of the day. It's a board, so obviously we can't take it outside. It's inconvenient in this sense. And the images, well, the images are just general images. So if there's more than one instance of we go into the hospital in a week, my daughter is kind of confused about what that is. And as you can see here in the picture, the board that we use to manage schedules, it's only basic. So we can fit in like one item for morning, for evening. So it has spatial constraints as well. So next, let me jump right into the demo and show you what we've done to overcome these challenges. So here on the landing page, as a parent, I'll actually go into the parents portal. So here I can see the tasks that we have in store for my daughter throughout the week. And well, today, tomorrow, Sunday, the weekend's coming up, but I've just found out that actually we got a hospital visit coming up. So let's add this this task here for my child. So I'll input like we're going to visit to the hospital, and we will go for a regular monthly checkup in the description. And the appointment, it's a bit sudden, so my daughter won't be happy with that, but it's actually tomorrow. And let's set the time there. Okay, and it'll be a very brief appointment. So there we go. And children, especially with autism, find it easier to visualize tasks with a cue. So let's add a picture of the hospital that we'll go to visit. Okay, great. So that's that task there done. And as you can see, great, it's appeared here on our view of the app. Okay, but yeah, my daughter's really not going to like this. She hates the hospital so much. So just to make this pill a little sweeter, let's schedule a trip to the amusement park. And let's say, how about as a special treat, Disneyland? And we'll go with friends. So this will make her very happy. And so we scheduled this on Sunday, this coming Sunday. And it will be an all-day event. Okay, and visual cues are the best. So we'll include a picture here of Disneyland. She really loves riding on the carousel. Great. So here we've put in our tasks now. So we got a visit to the hospital, and we've got a surprise visit to the amusement park as well. So she's really gonna love this. Okay, so as my daughter will then enter the app, and here we are on the first page, and she will then see.
Today is Friday, March 12th.
With some audio prompts there. Could everybody hear that? I wonder if that was okay. Fantastic, good. So we can hear what day it is.
Today we are having moderate rain.
It's not so
Today
nice.
we are having moderate rain.
Definitely not so nice today in Tokyo. And my daughter will then look here at on the right hand side, the most commonly, used tasks or events, and the carousel, a trip to the amusement park. So she loves this. She'll have a look.
Let's visit Disneyland with friends.
Great, she's going to Disneyland, and she can say like just how much she loves it. Good, because she really loves to express, whether she likes the task or she doesn't. Okay, so she'll bother many times about when she's going to the amusement park. So she can search for this in here. Great, she can know it's there, so she doesn't need to ask when she's feeling anxious. But oh no, she sees in there there's this trip to the hospital, and she really hates this. So she mark on here that she really hates it so much.
Thank you for telling me how you feel. Just remember, you get to visit Disneyland with friends.
And fantastic. There's a happy ending to this story. So that makes her feel like so much better and relaxed. So this is the app, our AVC app. Let me just quickly wrap up with a quick summary of what we've seen so far. So as you saw, this is a unique app that has both voice and image. And I really think this will make the difference, a big difference to the lives of people, mostly children with autism or learning disabilities, and their parents too. And we're working on new functions coming soon, such as voice to text, and also things like location-based search. Finally, let me introduce our team. So for this project, we have had Ivan as our lead developer, Henry and Natasha as our full stack developers. So a big thanks to the team for everyone for your hard work, and finally me as well. And that's it for our app. Finally, I hope that you'll come to check out our app. I'll put the URL in the chat, and please give us our feedback. Thank you very much.
Eighth pitch for tonight is coming from Ryugi. Ryugi, who's going to pitch us Nicotine Derby.
Hi guys, my name is Ryugi. A little bit about myself. I have been smoking cigarettes for 11 years. Not really something I'm proud of, but especially with Corona happening, I've started thinking about my health and want to start reducing the amount of cigarettes that I smoke and ultimately quit smoking overall. For those who have never smoked a cigarette before, think about a habit that you would have a hard time giving up, whether it be having a cup of coffee every morning or a dessert at the end of a meal every day. It's pretty hard to keep track of those things and also staying motivated to quit those habits. Well, there's this app that I've been using called Nicotine Derby, where I can kind of put myself out there and compete against other smokers in a so-called race. And the person who smokes the least not only wins the race, but earns in-game credit as well. So let's check out this app right now. I've got some races. Oh, forgot to sign in. Sorry about that, guys. It's a big flaw of mine. Nice, nice. Oh. Good. Pretty basic password. So nice. All right, so I've got some races that I'm betting on right now and competing in. So let's check out one of the races that I put money in. My money is on Spy Eyes, but Spy Eyes not doing so well, right? 4th place, 22 days left. Fingers crossed, Spy Eyes, because you got to get up there. I want a new pair of AirPods, right? So, but let's hope for the best. And going back, let's also check out one of the races that I'm competing in. Right on. 1st place, $5,000 bet on me. I'm pretty confident I'm going to win this one. 19 days left, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to win. But since I have some funds in my balance, let me just take the risk and bet on our race here. We got some competitors. Spy Eyes is competing in this one. Not so confident about this person, so let me choose a Bloody Life and bet $1,000 on this person. And since betting alone is pretty boring, let's also try and compete in a race. So I join this race right here. Got other people joining in, and Spy Eyes is in there too. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna beat this person, whoever you are, right? But just win the last one so I can get some AirPods. But other than that, while we wait for these races to start, I want to also be able to, I'm competing in other races, so I want to be able to keep track of my progress, of the amount of cigarettes that I smoke. So let's go to my profile. And here, so far, I've saved $95, and I didn't smoke for almost 400 cigarettes total. That's crazy, right? And if I scroll down, I've been smoke-free for 2 days. I don't know about you guys, but that's a big improvement for me. All right, but before I forget, let's go back to logging in an entry. I got today's date set. How many cigarettes did I smoke? Surprisingly, 0. What's my craving right now? It's 0 as well. How do you feel? Well, I feel pretty happy. Why do I feel happy? Well, that's a good question. I just finished eating. Who doesn't get happy from finishing a meal, right? So let's add this in, and I can check out all my previous entries. I'm kind of forgetful sometimes, so let's check out what I put in a few days ago. I felt anxious at that time, and I'm a little restless. So I think I was working all day, maybe some overtime, and didn't get any sleep. But at least my intensity level was 0 for cigarettes, and I didn't smoke any cigarettes. So that's a big improvement. But for those who are numbers, who love numbers, I can even check out the progress of the amount of cigarettes that I smoke. And look at this. It drastically dropped a lot. And not only that, I can see the type of entries that I put in. So if I filter out these little squares here, I can kind of compare how many times I've been anxious. I've been anxious 210 times, and I've been lonely 217 times. Well, I'm a lonely guy, so. But at least the amount of cigarettes that I've smoked have dropped drastically. I've saved some money, and my health increased a lot. All right, so I just want to give a shout out to Kiara and Josh, my batchmates who've worked really hard on this app, as well as Sivan and all the teachers and TAs of Wagon. Without you guys, we wouldn't have made this far. And for the viewers for watching this, ask yourself or someone that wants to reduce their smoking habits this question: are you willing to race your lungs out? Thank you.
And next up, we have Brandon and Andrew coming up. And they're going to pitch to you Mimics Blackberry. You guys ready? Ready to go?
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Brandon. It is very nice to see you guys this evening. I am a developer from the Wagon Web development course, obviously, but I'm also a fantasy role-playing enthusiast. I love tabletop RPG games like Dungeons and Dragons, which involve a bunch of nerdy people like myself gathering around a table, rolling funky looking dice like this, and telling stories together. And more often than not, I'm the DM, which means I have to carry around all these really big, heavy, also expensive source books so that I can create a world for my players to have fun in. And one of the things that I do when I create these worlds is I keep track of time. Specifically, I make calendars for these worlds. These fantasy settings, they have different calendars from like in real life calendars. So one of the things that I used to do was I would go online and I would find a calendar template and I would print one of these bad boys off for each of my players so that they could take notes on them and I could take notes on them, which was just not, I mean, it's a waste of paper, and it's just not a very elegant solution to a very commonplace issue for these games. So that's what I used to do before I found out about this awesome app called Mimics Blackberry, which, in addition to hosting these fantasy calendars online, they have a selection of really popular templates of like these really, really prevalent fantasy settings like Faerun, Wildmount, and Middle-earth. And specifically tonight, I'm interested in the world of Eberron, because my batchmates have asked me to DM a game for them in this fantasy setting. So I'll come over here, I'll create the calendar from the template, and Mimics Blackberry has already populated it with all of the events and cultural celebrations endemic to this fantasy world of Eberron. And you'll notice that the calendar for Eberron is a little bit different than your regular calendar. All of these days, or all of these months have 28 days. And I did a little research, and I know that in the month of Barranquis, on the 4th, there's this really cool event called the Hunt. And I think that that would be a really great day to start our campaign on. And I did a little bit more research because I'm a good DM, and I found this awesome city called Sharn. And I think that would be a really awesome place to start our campaign in. So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a note for my players to come and see so they can do a little homework before we start playing the game together. Maybe decide on something they want to do in Sharn. Now, as a DM, I don't always want to share all of the things that are going on in the campaign with my players. Sometimes I want to keep notes just to myself, and sometimes maybe want to hide things from them. Mimics Blackberry makes that really easy. I can just come over here, I can click private, and I can make little notes just for me. Maybe they do a really good job on the hunt, right? Maybe they get the opportunity to meet a special character. That'll give them a reward, or possibly join their party for a short time. And I can do that really, really easily, just like that. Now, one of the coolest features of this is that I can invite them to come collaborate on the calendar together with me. And it's as easy as just copying the link to this calendar, going over to Discord, throwing it up in my batchmates Discord, and just waiting for them to come join the calendar.
Hello, my name is Andy, and I'm a player in Brandon's Dungeons and Dragons group. So on the Discord, he sent me a link to the calendar so I can check out what's going on. So I can see we're going to start our campaign in the month of Barranquis. So yeah, let's look. So I'm interested in knowing where we're going to start our adventure. So let's check the current location. Okay, so we're going to start in the city of Sharn, which is interesting because I'm playing a paladin, a mighty religious warrior, and he's a member of the Church of the Silver Flame, and they have a temple in the city. So maybe before our adventure, I'll visit the temple and get some blessings. So I'll make a note on the calendar to remind me and Brandon that we should visit the temple. So let's see, temple, get blessings. Okay, so that note's there to remind me when we start playing the game. Now, normally we would meet in person, but in these COVID times, we've started using a different application called Roll20, which is like a virtual tabletop. And conveniently, if I go back to my calendar, I can see that there is a link that will take us to the game on Roll20. So let's click on that. Okay, so now imagine it's Saturday evening, we've got together, and our game is in progress.
All right, and you are a mighty paladin. You have traveled to the city of Sharn. You have found the mountain in the middle of the city, and you have braved the elements to reach the windswept summit. And before you, across the dying embers of a campfire, stands a cleric. What do you do?
I think I'll approach. So, greetings, cleric. I'm a paladin of the order, and I come seeking blessings.
What kind of blessings?
Today I will go on a hunt.
A hunt, you say? I have a blessing for a hunt, a very nice blessing. It's a little expensive.
How expensive?
50 gold pieces.
That is expensive.
It's worth it. I promise.
I think the hunt will be dangerous, so I'll take your blessing. Here is your 50 gold.
Thank you, very generous young man. Ex nomine Spiritus Sancti, vocuta wacanalo France. Poof, and you're blessed, young man. Enjoy your hunt.
Thank you. I feel blessed. It's slightly cold.
Which is the kind of thing you might want to make a note about. But we're like in the middle of playing right now, Andy, and I don't want to leave our application on Roll20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our Mimic's Blackberry Chrome extension, and I'm going to make a little note here about how Andy got caught. I'm going to set it to private. Andy got caught by a drifter on top of a mountain in the middle of Sharn for 50 gold pieces. And I'll go ahead and I'll add that to our calendar just like that. And I would just want to say thank you guys so much for listening to us. We have been Mimic's Blackberry. My name is Brandon. This is my backend buddy, Andy, Alberto, Ruben. Thank you guys so much. Those are our front end guys. You guys have been fantastic. We couldn't have done this without you. Thanks to the team. Thanks to all of the teachers here at the Wagon for making my nerdy dream possible and bringing our fantasy calendar to life. And if you are an aspiring DM or a tabletop playing enthusiast or first timer, please use our app. Tell us if it made your life easier. We would love to hear some feedback. Thank you guys so very much for listening to me.
All right, hello everybody, and thank you for joining us for the last pitch, and we are delighted you are here. My name is Marisa, and I'm going to be telling you about Pantry today. Now, this is a revolutionary app that has helped me during the pandemic. This has gone on, well, the pandemic's gone on for a year now, and it's fine. We're all surviving, but it's hard to remember things. My boyfriend and I, we've both been working from home for about a year now, and that's also fine. I'm working in the office. I got the desk. It's fantastic. He's in what used to be our kitchen, at what used to be our kitchen table. I'm gonna give you a little peek at the girls' group chat. It's caused a little stress in my life. So we tried this system of taking pictures of things to buy, and well, this is the result. I can't see the labels. What is this? Is that applesauce? Is it coleslaw? I don't remember. Did the milk expire? And what's in that yellow bag? Is it lettuce? Was it lettuce? And is it garbage now? Did I waste this food? Did I waste this money? So luckily my friend Hongju, she recommended Pantry to me. Let's take a look. So I just got back from grocery shopping. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use Pantry. I'm typing all day, every day. and I'm sick of it. But Pantry, it just lets me scan the barcode. So I've got some lovely olive oil here. And just with one beep, yeah. And we just add it to our pantry. It's so painless. I'm motivated to add it, actually. And you can see everything is available in one organized screen. I can see when my tortillas are expiring, my blueberries, my bananas. Wow, I really love Pantry. Oh, the scallops, but I'm worried about what's going to be expiring today. So let's check it out. It's the milk and eggs, and honestly, isn't it always the milk and eggs? I want to check my milk. My friend Hongju, she's an amazing cook. She sent me this recipe for smoothies. I want to add it to my pantry so I can remember to make it and use these this Milka. It's super easy. It only takes bananas and milk. So we upload the picture, everything is easily organized, create this recipe. And the best part is I always use the same recipes over and over again. So it's super convenient for me to have them all in one app where my food is. I'm gonna worry about the scallops tomorrow because that's not the problem today. Today we're thinking about the eggs. Now let's look at some of the pantry recipes that we have for the eggs. Now I'm getting sick of making scrambled eggs and omelets. Let's make something a little more delicious. I wonder what we can make today. Does anybody have any favorites? Please put it in the comments. How do you like to use your eggs? Well, this looks good, but I'm trying to eat healthier after coding all the time. Cookies again, nah. Dates, McDonald's, no McDonald's. But egg and chorizo bolillo, yes, please. This is gonna be so good. I think I'm gonna make this all the time. Oh look, see, it shows that I have my eggs, but I'm out of chorizo. So I'm going to need to remember to buy that at the store. Yeah, so I'm going to save this recipe. And it's right here in my recipes. It looks amazing. I can't wait to eat this. But I still need to remember, oh, I don't have cheese too. I better send these ingredients to Line. Awesome, it's there in Line. And I love this integration because, well, frankly, I use Line for everything. I talk with my friends on it. I use it to pay for things, and now it's managing my grocery shopping. It's so awesome. But I forgot to buy bread too. I'm gonna add that to my grocery list right now. See, it's so easy. And now everyone in my household, they can see the shopping list too. So I just add them to the group chat. Oh good, the bread's added. And when my shopping's done, all I say is shopping done on Line. And Line adds it right back to my pantry. I don't even have to type or scan a barcode. It's amazing. And there's my bread. I love it. So at the beginning of the pandemic, my boyfriend and I, we were one of the households, the 50% of households in Japan that contribute to food waste. But now We save our money, we save our time, we don't waste food anymore, and we have all of these amazing recipes to choose from every night. So thank you, Pantry. And I would like to thank my wonderful teammates, Nora, who did the back end, Hongju, who did the front end, and I did the project managing and everything in between. And thank you very much, Wagon.